It is Thursday, the 9th of October, and we are on like season 7 of General Mkhwanazi's claims against basically everyone in the police and crime intelligence. And today it was confirmed that Shadrack Sibiya's place of residence was searched by the Hawks, and they came in and they confiscated all of his electronics.
We take you to the other story that we're closely monitoring. That is the imminent arrest or alleged imminent arrest of General Sibiya, something that, of course, SAPS's Brigadier Nhlanhla has since poured cold water on, saying that as far as they know, nobody has been arrested, nor is there an imminent arrest. Investigations continue. Well, senior reporter Griselda Lewis is at the home of General Sibiya and joins us now to give us the very latest. Griselda, what do we know?
And this was after we understand he had met with his lawyers in Johannesburg. There is so much speculation at this particular stage about what is expected to happen. Is there an imminent arrest that is expected? Indeed, you have indicated the South African Police Service has said they're not aware of any arrest that is taking place. So there's a lot of speculation at this stage about whether this would be related at all to the defeating the ends of justice, a case that had been opened against General Shadrack Sibiya, against Lieutenant well, I beg your pardon. In actual fact, what I do understand, I'm going to take these out at this point. What we do understand at this particular point is that possibly, and this is actually speculation at this particular point, is that this might possibly be linked to a case that had been opened against Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya by the KZN provincial boss, that was General Mkhwanazi, who, of course, for the past 2 days had been at the ad hoc committee briefing them on the allegations that it had already spoken about, but of course adding more meat to those allegations. In terms of, you would recall, when he made those allegations, this is the KZN provincial police boss, he had indicated, even insinuating that Shadrack Sibiya was a criminal. You recall SABC News speaking to Shadrack Sibiya, him pouring cold water on some of the sentiments that Mkhwanazi had shared about him. Very little. This gate remains closed right here behind me. There is absolutely no presence of a police vehicle, at least a marked police vehicle. But what we do know is that there might be the NIU and the task force that is inside. That is just mere speculation at this particular stage. We are not sure what is taking place inside. We know that there are some family members of Sibiya that also arrived here a bit earlier on today. But of course, Mfundo, as you indicated, SAPS is telling us that they're not aware of any imminent arrest of anyone, including Shadrack Sibiya. There had been earlier reports suggesting that there would be an arrest that will take place. We're not sure exactly what is taking place inside at this particular stage. And I think, many at this particular stage, are suggesting or even asking questions about whether this is just a search and seizure operation. So perhaps we'll be able to hear from his lawyers a little bit later on, who are inside with Shadrack Sibiya, about exactly what is taking place here. But it doesn't seem to be business as usual behind this gate. Perhaps we'll be able to get a sense once his lawyers are able to come and speak to us. But we cannot confirm anything at this stage relating to an arrest that has taken place, whether there's been a search and seizure warrant that has been brought here. We certainly cannot confirm that for you at this stage. But you must recall, of course, after the allegations had been made by Mkhwanazi, Shadrack Sibiya, of course, had been told to stay at home by Fannie Masemola, who is the National Police Commissioner. And he went to court to go and challenge that. And since then, a number of allegations have been made and questions being asked about what was the role of senior police officers in this alleged capture of the criminal justice system that Mkhwanazi has widely spoken about, speaking about it at the Nhlanhla Commission and also at the ad hoc committee, about how operations within the South African Police Service had been compromised, and this by senior officials, him pinpointing at the center of this, and this is Mkhwanazi pointing at the center of all of this, placing it at the police minister, who's also now at home, of course, Senzo Mkhwanazi, talking about links.
Now, no arrest has yet been made, and if an arrest would be made, this would be in relation to his defeating the ends of justice charge that has been leveled against him. Now, what are some of General Mkhwanazi's claims against Shadrack Sibiya? The claims are basically very explosive. We know that Shadrack was working under Fannie Masemola, and Fannie Masemola was the police high commissioner. It was his job whether he wanted to disband that political killings unit, that KZN political killings unit that was so effective at basically handling all the cartels and disbanding them, because we know they had these really high prosecution rates because they were prosecutor driven. They were related, they worked with prosecutors, so prosecutors could say, hey, listen, I need that amount of evidence in order to make a successful prosecution. And this model works really well. Now, the accusations are that Senzo Mkhwanazi disbanded the unit in the 31st of December 2024, when just on New Year's Eve, when Fannie Masemola was on leave, and he said he only learned about it from a WhatsApp, right, that he received on the 2nd of January from someone else. Now, according to his testimony, when he went to ask people about it, he was shut down, and his and the person under him, which is Shadrack Sibiya, came and gave him a letter for him to sign, disbanding that political killings task team unit. And remember, Fannie Masemola said that he wouldn't sign it, and it was later sent out and signed by Shadrack Sibiya. We also know that those 121 dockets that the political task teams unit was working on, remember it was those 121 open dockets, that they were sent to Sibiya. They were allegedly sent to Sibiya, and before they were sent to him, Fannie Masemola copied them in some way in order to preserve it. So we can read between the lines here that he wanted to make sure that when he got the dockets back, that nothing had been added or removed. Now, these are some very serious allegations. And we know somehow that Brian Mkhwanazi, close associate, alleged associate of the cat, right? Vusi the cat, Nhlanhla, who is currently facing attempted murder charges for that of his ex-girlfriend. He is alleged to be one of the big five in the cartels. We know that Brian Mkhwanazi got the information that the dockets were being sent to Sibiya. So how did they get that information? How did he get that information? Who has Sibiya been talking to? And this is why those devices are going to be crucial that the Hawks confiscated today, because they might provide us with a definitive link between Brian Mkhwanazi, between Vusi the cat, Nhlanhla, Brian Mkhwanazi, as well as Shadrack Sibiya. And Shadrack Sibiya has come out with his own statement, basically saying that this is a ruse in order to get him out of his position, and he is not going to resign. They must fire him, and he's ready to be arrested. They must just let him know, because then he will hand himself over with his lawyer. Now, I will let it play below, and you can let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that he is being framed, or do you think that he is just trying to get ahead of the curve?
Well, me too, I was under the impression that it's going to happen. I'm expecting it anytime. I mean, the General Mkhwanazi said yesterday that it's imminent. There's been imminent since last year, so I'm still waiting. And task force, it is the case, and I wish my colleagues could be at least thinking for my kids, my family. They haven't done anything wrong for them to be traumatized like this. I know they want to push me out. I will never resign. They must fire me. All I can say is that this search for today, it is meant to disrupt me. I'm not listening what the National Commissioner is saying there throughout the day. I'm not there to take notes. I'm not concentrating. I've been served with a notice to appear before a disciplinary hearing. I'm also preparing documentation for Nhlanhla. As you can see, the whole exercise is just meant to confuse me and to keep me under pressure I'm under siege, yes, and my life is in danger and that of my family. There are cars coming up and down here with false registration numbers. And now the media is here and my place is being exposed. But the bottom line is that I just want to say, now the gadget has been taken as well. And then when I am preparing myself to participate like all others who participated before me. Now, in my case, I'm under pressure, I'm under siege. I'm being called a criminal daylight in front of all South Africans. I've been called stupid. I'm waiting also myself to have my day at the commission, at Nhlanhla Commission. Ultimately, I will be charged. I expect to be pushed out. Is what is this whole thing all about. Remember, I've been through the eye of a needle.
Well,
I've been through this before. All of them are from KZN, of course, and that is unfortunate that this is how one province decides to behave the way it behaves, and the whole country is allowing this thing to happen, to carry on the way it's carrying on. I'm not angry, I'm hurt. I feel like Joseph, whose brothers actually threw him in the pit, and they ended up selling him because I've been working with my colleagues and we've been working very well. But for my colleagues to turn on me the way they turned on me, my colleagues betrayed me.
Who betrayed you?
Including him. The last
We've been at this for about an hour and a half now. I don't want to, if I started giving my thoughts on this process after 1.5 hours was not giving proper and respectful advice to my client, it would be ludicrous. So what I can say to you is that we will fully investigate and interrogate what has happened today. And we will, once the application, which wasn't served on us, I must just say, which I will raise in court, we want the affidavit which gave rise to the search and seizure. That hasn't been given to us, and I publicly called for that.
I was hoping that this will go that way, where I'll be given a chance as well to participate. And but along the way, I can also see the anger in General Mkhwanazi, the vengeance, the weight. Even when he speaks, I will think that he is past me, but every 5 seconds, he will go back to me again, and then he will talk about others, then he will go back to me again. It's okay. Let me go through the process. Let us meet on the other side of the fence. What I can say is that all I'm asking is that if, let's say, they are planning to come and arrest me, I've got a lawyer. They must tell him to come and hand me over. Or if they come in to arrest me, let them not come at 3 o'clock in the early hours of the morning so that someone can shoot me and kill me and say he was reaching out for a gun, so we took him down. What I'm asking is that let it be done in a fair way. My job is to investigate criminals, it is my space. I don't work at, I'm not a priest. I don't deal with Christians. I'm not a school principal. I work with I'm a policeman.
Mm-hmm. Well, what makes
And
you think
I'm a policeman and I've investigated organized crime for many years. I'm almost 37 years in the field of what I'm doing.